Hi guys, welcome to Travel with Austin. I'm Austin. Today I'm here in Weston, West Virginia at the Trans-Allegheny Lunatic Asylum. And today we are going to be exploring the old medical building here. Now, as you can probably guess, we are doing a top to bottom tour starting in the attic of the building. I am going to try to do this one a little bit fast. I don't know what order I'm going to release these in, but this is the last building I have to film. And it is a little bit after 4 p.m. and we have been here since 7:30 in the morning, so I'm definitely getting tired. So let's go ahead and take a look at this. We're not going to see every room, but we are going to talk about the building a bit and show it off. Now, one of the first things I remember from my tour here back in 2018 is from the attic, there is this window, and then there is a door literally right across, and I'm not sure where that goes. Now, I would imagine it would go to the other staircase that's over there. However, I climbed up that staircase, and it's just bricked off over there. Now, this seems like a fireplace, and it is. Or at least it's a ventilation shaft of some sort that looks like a fireplace that goes up from only the ceiling. Maybe it was a way to help hot air escape. I will say that this floor is several degrees warmer than the rest of this building. And honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if this floor was warmer than it is outside right now. So, again, there's not a lot to see up here. I think the coolest thing is probably this crate. So, that's interesting. And then here we are going down into the main building. And actually, just to give you an idea, the other staircase, because we won't see it, literally looks exactly the same. You come up here, there is the window, but instead of the door to the attic, it is just more brick. So, let's go ahead and make our way down. So, I do believe on this floor there's not a lot to see. But we'll start to show you like how some of the rooms look. The walls here kind of have moss on them. And one of the kind of iconic things about this building is these wooden doors that are very warped from all the moisture and humidity. So, again, just some bathrooms and stuff. Very, very interesting, honestly. Little design here. You see that light's about to fall off. But they're like covered and netted at the top, which is interesting. Or, well, not netted, but like wire fencing at the top. And then, again, lots of moss growing on the floors and the walls in here. This is definitely a place that gets very moist and humid, which is why the doors are all warping. They're not as bad on this floor, though. Now, we are going to go ahead and head up again to the storage area, which is not part of the attic. And so, this would have been like a storage area for when it was in use. I can still see there is some stuff left behind. I'm not sure what this Hudson stuff is. Probably more lighting stuff. Lots and lots of lighting stuff. But we do have a clock here. Then we have quite a few electro pads. Then I believe this right here is one of the things that, you know, when you go to the dentist, they need to take an x-ray of your mouth that they have you bite on. I do believe that is what that is. And it actually was here last time I was here in 2018. So that's pretty cool. And then this would hold tools and stuff. Let's see what this is. Instafix microcopy. Interesting. So that seems like it was probably for developing photos, maybe for developing x-rays. Now, this building has 3 staircases. Of course, the one we were on, an identical one on the side. And this one, which isn't really a staircase, it is a ramp. And That is because this was the medical building, so they had to be able to transport patients up and down all the floors. There was also an elevator here as well. And these ramps are kind of steep, honestly. So it would be one of those things where if you accidentally let go of your patient, they're flying. So I'm gonna take a look down the hallway here. I actually really like this room with the blue paint peeling off the bricks. It's very beautiful. On this floor, since most of the floors are pretty much the same, we're gonna go and head down this way. And you can see we do have the iconic wheelchair that every mental asylum medical center needs. And you can see on this floor, the doors are worse. They're definitely warping more. I imagine if you visit here during the summer, when it's very hot in here, and like they're actively warping, it probably looks even worse. So here is one of the grocer rooms that has water in it. You can see some of the doors here have, of course, fallen off over the years. It's like you can see the bad condition of this one right here and how warped it is and messed up. I'm sure eventually all these doors will probably end up falling off. And then here is where the elevator would be. And this was Ward M. We had to move part of the wood to see that. But we are going to continue on now. Again, this building, like most other ones here, most of the stuff is missing. So we are going to spend a lot of time on each floor. And in fact, the things that I find most interesting in this building are all on the first floor, other than, of course, the dentist stuff. So also, while we're going down here, out back is one of the greenhouses. Now, a few years ago when I came here, we were allowed to go in there as long as we just went in the greenhouse part and not the concrete part. Unfortunately, now it's outside only, so I won't be making a video there. But yeah, that's one of the greenhouses here. Again, you can see how this door is curving due to the moisture and humidity. We do have one of these in here. I don't know what these would be called, but these little separators are very cute. And I do love the little wallpapers they used on them. So we'll go ahead and take a look in here. Storage area. Here is one of these shower areas. So we still have a shower stall here that is, still there. I have to wonder if right here, it seems too big for a shower, but I also think maybe too small for a bathtub. I could be wrong though. Maybe it was just like a smaller tub, or it had a smaller footing and the actual tub was bigger. Here is the mop room. Very important. Then here is one of the bathrooms, and here is the piping panel. So again, just lots of moss growing in here. It's a very cool day in here. Very cool day. I imagine on like a warmer day, not only is it, obviously humid and moist in here, but it probably smells pretty bad. So, and then this is what it looks like to look at one end of the hallway with all the warping doors. That's also kind of a shot that's pretty iconic, similar to the stairs in the women's auxiliary building, but definitely a little bit less iconic. So we're going to go ahead and head down a floor again once I find the stairs or the ramp. Man, this is just so steep. Like, as I'm walking down it, I kind of have to, keep myself from running because it's so steep. And, oh hey, there's Lucy. So, we're gonna go ahead and go through this side first, because the more interesting stuff is on the other side. But you can see, we have this old shelf here that was like kind of pushed over a bit. I think it just looks really cool where it is. We have the dumbwaiter system, which goes through the upper floors. We have a little back room here with a little cooler slash freezer. So they probably prepared food and then dumbwaitered it up and down. Since this was a medical center, it was probably, you know, patients could be getting specialized meals depending on what ailment they had. So we're just gonna kind of breeze through most of these. It's a really cool place, and you definitely should come check it out and honestly do the photography tour because you get so much access. But for the most part, it doesn't do too well on video. I don't know what this is. If you know what this is, tell me. Oh, you know what? I think I do know what this is. So this is a complete guess, but I'm guessing maybe this was originally the X-ray room. And this piece of wood with this little window is probably what they stood behind to keep them safe, even though I don't think it really would. But that's just a guess, but it seems like it could be right. Now this room here, I believe this is where the elevator is, yes. So it's where the elevator is, but we can't open this door on this floor for some reason. But that's perfectly fine. We don't need it anyway. Then, as we get back here, we kind of have some more decay, wires hanging from the ceiling, lots of water over here. And then this room, they actually have it caution taped off, but we can take a look with our camera. Definitely lots of stuff growing in here. Lots of water, moisture, things falling down, stuff like that. Now, I did not look back here, so let's look back here real quick. This will be a first time look for me too. Nothing really special back there. Just kind of hoping maybe, I'm not sure if this building has a basement or not, but if it did, I was kind of hoping maybe that's where it was. So let's go ahead and keep going. And as always, Lucy will be in our way. So here is like the entrance parts. And they have all these signs up, which are probably in bad taste, but also kind of funny. Same day orbital lobotomy is $5. This is for medication. This one I really love. Are you depressed? Do you suffer from anxiety and migraines? You may need a lobotomy. Only takes 10 minutes. Then the before and after. Yeah, those are probably considered in bad taste, but I do find them kind of funny. So this ramp down here, you would think maybe would lead to a basement if there was one, but it actually just leads to a back door area. Then here's just kind of a room, but it's next to my favorite room here. And honestly, it may at one point have been part of it, because here is the morgue, or at least what's left of it. So you can see we do have a coffin here, and then here is a photo of, I assume this is the morgue here, but I'm not 100% sure, but if it is, look at how many body drawers and stuff they have. It's so many. We're going to skip over this for a second, but I will come back to it. Do not worry. So here are 2 remaining body drawers. The upper one, as you can see, is empty, but the bottom one, we still have the drawer itself. So, I mean, not much to see. It's kind of creepy to think about how those ones held bodies. So right here we have the Philippine mummies. So in Philippine, West Virginia, these mummies are on display. They're considered really well-preserved mummies. I don't know anything about mummies, so That's just what I read online. Basically, from what I understand, the bodies for those mummies came from here, but it was a man from Philippi who embalmed them and used this technique that created them and made them mummified like that. And they don't know his technique, so they don't really know how he did it. Now, I've seen this referred to online as the cooling room that would keep the bodies cool. However, I'm guessing that this was probably just the machine that powered the morgue drawers that kept the bodies cold. And it was probably this machine and maybe another one, because you can see the piping and stuff that leads into the area that is listed as the morgue. So, fun to think about how that machine would keep people's bodies cold. Got some electrical stuff. We do have a small step down here, but again, it leads nowhere. So, lots of weird design choices, definitely. Now, these are some big doors here on the end. Imagine that these were pretty useful for taking in and out medical equipment. Honestly, probably for the bodies as well, since there are stairs up to the front here, and this would allow you to kind of do it as a ramp, and, you know, they could just load them up out back, because presumably you wouldn't want the patients to see people's bodies getting loaded up. So, not sure what this room is. You can definitely see this wall was added in later. And then here we have the salon area, or what's left of it anyway. So we have this older looking salon chair here. You know, ones I've seen modern still look like this, but you can just tell it's a bit older. However, what's really weird is this one over here. And you can see we have the chair. And here, I don't know what these are called, but they're the things you put over your head. And this one looks like a space age helmet. It's very weird looking. And yeah, it's a Conair Pro. Yeah, I mean, of course they all look weird, like even this looks weird, but that one very specifically looks like it's supposed to be some type of futuristic space age helmet. So anyway, I think that's pretty much all to show you guys in this building. Again, we were on the photography tour, so we didn't get a full history. The only history is the history that we brought with us that we knew. But I hope that you guys enjoyed seeing this building. And hey, if you did, please give it a thumbs up and please subscribe. I make new videos all the time, and I will see you guys next time with a brand new video. But to end it, let's go ahead and take a look at the building from the very outside. Okay, thank you guys so much for watching.